and beyond. Hello, so it's update today. First proper update of the new Baywatch challenge. Just had my way in. I'm hoping that my, let's say blip at Shepney's, which is referred to it as the blip, which involves
shaped like
four
a
bottles
rosé
of
bottle.
Yes. It hasn't affected my weight loss too badly because I have been very good this week. And if you saw my photograph this morning, I was out at the crack of dawn, and I think that was above and beyond. So I deserve to have lost a pound just for that. Anyway, Tracy, what's the scores on the doors?
0.7 of a kilo, which is 1.5 of a pound.
Oh, 1.5 pounds.
So that, considering that you took your foot off the gas, I think you should be happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that.
Well, I'm delighted for you then.
Yes.
I'm not so happy.
Come on.
Well, it's all in the right direction, isn't it?
Yeah.
All in the right direction.
Yeah.
So it was interesting this morning because Sally and I were talking about, we were trying to sort of, she's come a bit off the wagon, and we were trying to sort of remotivate her, and we were talking about how we were going to feel when we go on holiday.
Right.
And that was our sort of motivation. How will you feel when you get on the plane? And I said, one of the things that I find as a fatty, and I don't know if any of you are fat enough to appreciate this, is that when you sit in an aeroplane seat, you actually don't need a seatbelt. Because my pilot could loop the loop and I wouldn't be shifted from my seat. So not only do I wedge my bum in, but also I have this sort of technique when I do my seatbelt up, which involves me sort of pushing my bum so far back that I think probably a bit of it comes out the other side. And then sort of my seatbelt sort of done up because I refuse to ask for a seatbelt extension.
Yeah.
I just point blank refuse.
Yeah.
So I then sit there in fear of a deep vein thrombosis.
I was going to say, yeah.
With my legs turning blue. So I'm looking forward to, I said what I was looking forward to is having a bit of a flap at the end of my seatbelt.
Yeah,
You know, the bit, and I'm going to play with that flap. That bit of extra seat. I'll play with the end of the seatbelt.
Yeah. No, that's good. I know that one of my clients, that for her was when she got on the plane and she didn't have to have any. That was one of those moments.
Yes, kind of a milestone.
Yeah,
I'm sure. So the other thing that we were talking about when we go on holiday, because we're now sort of we're just completely focused on this holiday that we're going on in August, is how you get out, and we referred to it this morning as the cycle of doom, which is that, let's say, I mean, day one on holiday, Sally and I always laugh that we get on holiday, we're so excited that we blow about 10,000 calories at lunch and probably most of our alcohol quota for the last 3 months, you know, that point system. And probably about 50% of our budget for the holiday. So it's kind of like the first day is always a sort of like, you know, hit the ground running. But then it forms this cycle of doom because you then have a few drinks in the evening, wake up in the morning feeling a bit, you know, the way around that, big breakfast, isn't it? It's not certainly not a smoothie and a pint of water. It's a big breakfast to get over that. Well, then the old me would have said, well, I've ruined the day already, I might as well carry on.
Yeah.
And then I'd get into have a nice lunch, and then probably in the evening, not even that hungry, but we're on holiday, we've got to go out for dinner.
Yeah.
We've got to go out for dinner.
Yeah. So you're not actually thinking I'm hungry or anything like that.
No. And you know, in fairness, we do walk to the restaurants, but they're not that far away. It's not really that, and it's more of a stroll. You know, it's not put your trainers on and have a bit of a frog march. So we were both discussing this cycle of doom and working out ways of getting around it. Now, I said one of the things that we could do is obviously be watchful for each other, and so that we sort of pull each other out of the cycle of doom.
Yeah.
For me, but then we did say that we didn't want to be like the French and just drink Perrier all holiday, you know, and sit there with our, you know, immaculate makeup and clothing, like the French girls do, which irritates the living doodah out of me, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But so it's a hard line, really.
Why don't so budget-wise, let's go to the financial side. So budget-wise, do you take the cash with you?
Yeah, we've got it on cards. Yeah, oh, not, you know, loaded cards.
Okay, I was going to say, what I was going to suggest was that if you had it cash, that you budgeted per day and put it in envelopes, and then
you can't drink anymore.
Well, possibly,
Clever.
yeah.
That's clever. Have a drink fund, a daily drink fund.
Well, a daily budget, and then what you don't spend in your budget, you put into a separate pot.
Oh, what, for the last night? It's like a big bonanza.
Yeah, but sort of. So maybe you could think along the lines of your food that way as well. That you have a budget of food.
What, so 15,000 calories a day or something?
Yeah, your budget, and try and sort of think along those sort of lines without being boring.
Well, I think there's a couple of things going on for me here. I think if I take it back down to the 6-week challenge. Do you remember during the 6-week challenge, I didn't want to put one foot out of place, and you said to me, "Oh, George, you've got to have a little of what you fancy, because otherwise you'll get resentful. You can't have it." And I remember when we were talking about the roast, you said have a little, have a couple of roast potatoes or something like that. Now, that's where I have a real problem. I can do it.
You're all or nothing, aren't you?
All or nothing. So my worry is that I'll get on holiday and I'll be this sort of like, woohoo, I'm on holiday. I can do what I like, I can spend what I like, I can eat what I like, I can drink what I like. I'm on holiday. Everyone deserves this on holiday. So I've got to come out of that mindset, because I find it very hard to do a little of what you fancy. Right. I'm kind of like, that's what I fancy, and I'm having it, and I'm having it until I go green.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
But that's just going to have to be a long process of re-education.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I can't get into a cycle of doing that.
But when you felt hungry when you got really anxious because you couldn't eat.
My panic.
You had a panic, and then you realised, actually, I'm not hungry, and I haven't died.
Yeah.
I can do this. And I think with the holiday thing is the same thing, is to, on the first day, don't try, use a little modicum of restraint, and then the next day you're going to think, oh, well, actually, we had a really fun time last night. I'm not so blooded that I feel that I actually feel a whole lot.
Makes me sound like an alcoholic. I'm not.
No.
I don't drink a lot on holiday, but I do have my.
But you just said that the first day. So,
oh God, yeah, the first day is dreadful.
Yeah, so you've got into the habit of doing that each time you've gone on holiday. So it's just about re-educating yourself and changing your habit.
And thinking about it as well. In fact, we had discovered this flaw in our holiday thing last year, and last year we were really careful on the first day, and we were brilliant, actually. Sally and I were brilliant on the first day. We didn't blow about 60% of our holiday budget, and we didn't get completely blasted and eat too much and that sort of thing. So we have done it for one day at least last year. So we've just got to add it for the other 13.
Yeah. I think also you've done so well, and you will have done so well, that I think as you do better, you start to see changes. You get not only do you get external motivation of people telling you that you look better, and you feel but you've got the internal side as well, and then you actually don't want to start undoing all the good work that you've done.
Well, that's certainly true, and it's funny because I was saying to Tracy this morning when we were doing the weigh-in, I just sort of like stand around and chat really while she does all the the technical stuff, and I was saying that I actually feel taller when I get slimmer. I feel taller, and we were saying it's probably because the ratio of height to width now is different, and silly things, really silly things. Like when I'm chopping, I stand closer to the work surface.
Yes. Well, if you think about it, if you've lost weight off your stomach, if you were stood up straight and you think that was your spine, and you've got, and I'll turn it around that way so that this is your stomach, and and there's excess weight on it, your spine's is going to bend forward, and you're going to end up with like a sway back,
curving. Yeah.
But as you lose weight, you haven't got that bulk pulling you forward.
Oh,
so
maybe I am a bit taller.
You do tend to stay. You are actually probably standing a bit taller.
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe that's true. Okay, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. So men particularly, men get really big pot bellies, and they get sort of really out of proportion to their. Well, once they lose that, they stop getting backache.
Yeah, I can see why that would be.
Because the lumbar's been pulled out so much, and you train the core and lose that weight. So yeah.
Definitely feel I'm standing, differently.
Yeah, and you'll find that you'll discover your waist because you're standing taller, and you think, oh, actually, look, I've got a bit of a waist. Oh, look at that. So I think all those positive things that you take with you. So I want to ask a question because I don't know the answer. Have you got a red swimsuit?
No.
Oh. We're going to have to buy her
It's a bikini.
We're going to have to buy her a red swimsuit. Yeah. Let's start a Georgie red swimsuit.
I was really
fund.
worried there because when I looked really closely at them, they do look like a wrestler suit if you're overweight.
Oh,
so,
don't.
Yes, so I don't want to look like Big Daddy. Big Georgie. Yeah, exactly. So there will be a red swimsuit at some point. I did actually, funny enough, I did have a quick look yesterday when I was out
good.
shopping, but
Yeah.
couldn't find one.
Oh, we might have to do an internet search.
Yeah, and obviously blonde wig.
Who's going to have the hairy chest?
Well. Yeah, so, but anyway.
Right.
So yes, and I know I was laughing with Tracy, and I think I said earlier on in my vlog this week about the I'd misspelt it or autocorrected to Batwatch. So it's the Baywatch challenge, not Batwatch challenge. If you're looking, and it might confuse you. But one person very kindly wrote to me and said, "Oh, is that because of your bat wings? Is it the bat wings challenge?"
No.
Yeah, cheeky woman.
Dear.
It did make me laugh.
Right.
Anyway, so this week, more of the same, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
More
Have
of
you
the
been
same.
doing your
Elastic bands? No, I haven't done them at all
okay.
this week.
All right, so maybe you know, crack on with them.
Yeah, more elastic bands.
More band work. Yeah, get those muscles firing up, working.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll have another weigh in maybe Monday night next week.
Yeah, whenever. Yeah.
Cool.
And Georgie, you'll do a little catch up in between.
I'll do a
won't
catch
you?
up in the minute. If something exciting happens or if something crops into my mind, I'll do one because I don't want to bore you all to death with my.
But it's nice though. I think people really enjoy seeing you.
Well, I had 150 views.
Yeah,
Didn't we? We had 150 views of our last one. Yeah. So if anything crops up, I'll obviously I'll be straight on it on location if necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good. Marvellous.
See you next week.
Bye.